What's up, guys? This is Matt, and that is Dan, and you are watching Game Punch Live, episode number 6. Today is Sunday, October 16th, and we are coming at you with more good stuff. And this was, unlike last week, where nothing happened pretty much, this was a better week for news.
Yeah, it was.
And we have some things to talk about. We'll jump right in. Now, the first thing we have on our list, and Dan, I added this kind of last minute because I thought it warranted conversation, even though we haven't had experience with it. But the PlayStation VR was released this week. It was on the 11th, I think, on Tuesday. And obviously, we haven't tried it. We're not super into VR. But it was a big deal. And I thought we should bring it up because it actually has been getting pretty favorable reviews around the interwebs, which is pretty promising. My big thing with VR is not that I don't think it's gimmicky. I mean, I kind of think that it's where everything is going. But we're looking at the Polygon review here. But it's still very, very early. There's not a lot of stuff out for VR yet. Every time I hear Jeff Kanata talk about VR on the DLC podcast, he talks about, I played this awesome thing, but it's really more of a tech demo. It's not a full game, but that's coming. And I played this awesome new game, but it's really more of a tech demo. So it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of full-fledged, fully fleshed out games out there. So, and that combined with the price of the Vive and the Oculus, and combined with the fact that you have to have a NASA supercomputer to run them, kind of took me out of it. I figured I'd give it a little while, but the PlayStation VR, reading about it, it seems like this might be the nice entry level into VR that most that mass consumers need. Supposedly the headset, which you can see here, the headset's more comfortable. Yeah. There's trade-offs. The headset's more comfortable and it's lighter and it fits better. The graphics are not as good. The processing power in the PS4 obviously isn't as powerful, but it's enough for this. So there's a little bit of ups and downs. It's cheaper, so that's a big plus. Yeah. J-Dub on YouTube, what's going on, man? I don't know, Dan. I mean, what do you think? Is this this? If I could get this now, I think I would try. If I could get any VR now, I think I would try the PlayStation VR first. I think that's, like I said, I think it's the good entry level VR.
I guess. I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of stuff to hook up and tear down every time you wanted to play it.
Well, yeah, that is funny. Where's the image here?
It's got two move. I mean, if you get the bundle, if you don't have the move sticks, you're gonna need.
Where is it?
If you don't have the camera, you're gonna need that. Of course, the headset, and then it's got a box that plugs into another box that plugs into your PlayStation that goes to the power port, which is another. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot, but it's cool.
Bucks.
But this crazy setup, it allows you to not only use the headset, but also to broadcast or to display what you're seeing onto a TV, so that other people can see it, or so that you can stream it. So in that regard, it's way ahead of the curve from Oculus and Vive, because those ones, all you see in your headset that's it. Whereas this one, with the additional hardware it comes with, you can get it on another screen. You can get it on a stream just by plugging in a few wires.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not very impressed with VR. I actually think it is a fad. I don't think it's going to be somewhere we go, but you never know. Yeah, I really don't see that happening, but I may be completely wrong too.
What's up, Big 1334 on Twitch? How's it going, man?
I don't see VR going very far, but again,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So,
I think it's just another fad, but
we'll see. I mean, like I said, no experience with this. I don't know that really we should be talking about it since we haven't used it, but it was a big deal, and I definitely thought we should bring it up because.
No, that's fine. I agree. It did come out this week. It did sell a lot. I listened to the morning stream and Brian Emick about his set. He hasn't even broken out of the box yet to try it yet. Scott Johnson again raves over the VR things, just like Jeff Kanata does. Yeah, I guess out of all of them, this would be the good entry one. It's $100 cheaper than all the others.
Mm-hmm. And it's weird that you can get the bundle or the not the bundle, which has less stuff. It seems like you really kind of need everything that's in the bundle. I mean, I get like the PlayStation camera and the Move controllers. I guess you could potentially already have those.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I like if the price comes down, maybe I'll try it out. But right now, in that article, they made a point of saying it's kind of strange that the bundle is more expensive than the console that you need to run it. But
that is true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's still cheaper than than the other choices. We'll move on though. What was next? I don't remember.
Valve.
Valve. This is kind of cool. So Valve is going to be adding full DualShock 4 configurability to Steam.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's not to say that all games, when they do this, all games will be able to utilize the DualShock 4 controller. I mean, I think each developer will still have to implement it into their own games. But this is cool, and like on this diagram here, it kind of shows the touchpad on the PS4 controller can be used as a mouse, as a cursor, and I'm sure it can be utilized for other things too.
I mean, it's very hard to get a PlayStation controller to play on a PC. Wasn't it harder to do that than it was the Xbox's controller?
So as of right now, there's more that goes into it.
Yeah.
Than with an Xbox controller. You can plug it in with a wire, and it's more or less just works. Some games, it's not perfect. There's some third-party software that you can download that helps you do all the mapping and stuff.
So this is Steam's way of just saying, hey, if you plug in a PlayStation controller, you can use it better now with our stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think it's not out yet, but it's coming, which is pretty cool. So, but what's interesting is that they have put all this time and effort into the Steam OS and the Steam controllers and all of that stuff, the Steam Link and all that stuff, and now they're putting a lot of effort into this. So I wonder if it's kind of their way to say, the controller, what's it called, the Steam controller, the Valve controller, with the two.
Not the name of it, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I just wonder if it's their way of saying that's not working out too well.
Well,
we're not selling a lot of those.
I don't know if it's that. I think it's just they're giving gamers a way to play the one that they want to play. I don't think Steam worries. Valve makes money hand over fist. It's no big deal. I don't think they're worried about their controllers so much. And I have a lot of friends at work who have the Steam controller and they like it just fine. I think it's just another way to say, hey, Steam is the end-all be-all place to play your games.
On PC, yeah.
They give support to everything. Even says later on down in the article, it's like similar support for other controller models is coming. So even though Xbox controllers are easier to hook up to the PC and use because of Microsoft, this will make like the Microsoft's Elite controller even better because you'll be able to customize those buttons as well and map everything out. So I just think it's just an easier, again, Steam leads the way in saying, hey, play on our platform. We want your money.
Yeah. No, I heard this and I thought this was fantastic. I mean, I'm all for this. Now, let me ask you, Dan, which would you prefer to play with? Steam, we've never tried the Steam controller, but Xbox 360 / Xbox One, since they're very similar, or PS4?
Xbox, hands down. One of the best controllers ever made. It's still one of the best ones. It's got the off-center DualShock joysticks, which is perfect. The way PlayStation builds theirs is just really awkward and weird to hold that one. You can get used to it, but it's not as good as the Xbox controller. And that's not just me saying it. You can read that everywhere. The Xbox makes a really, really good controller.
Yeah, that's
and it fits and it's ergonomically fits in your hand beautifully and easy to use. Very easy to use.
Yeah, that's what I'm still rocking a wireless 360 controller for when I use a controller for PC games. I'm still using one of these. I kind of wanted to switch to the Xbox One controller, but I didn't want to pay the money for the Xbox One dongle.
Yeah, I would have to do
and I was like, this already works perfect. It works flawlessly on my system. Just turn it on and it goes and it feels good. The joysticks, the analog sticks on the Xbox One controller, I kind of feel like are maybe just a pinch too small.
Yeah.
But then I don't know. I really like the PS4 controller. The only thing on that is like the analog sticks. I feel like my thumb slips off of them. Like there's a few games where you have to rotate.
Yeah.
And I feel like my thumb slips off that pretty easily.
Part of that's just positioning of where those are.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I would try it though.
It's always been the fuss of the PlayStation controller that it's still not as good. It's still a good controller. I don't want anybody to think I'm. Oh, here's Jan on the Xbox.
Yeah, here we go, Xbox fanboy. Even though you do most of your gaming on PC, but still,
I own a PC, Xbox, and a PlayStation, guys. So I have no favoritism here. So I just enjoy the Xbox controller. Just feels right. I've used it more. It's very comfortable, and again, this is not just my word saying it. This is everybody.
Yeah, I was using this when I was playing. Well, when I was playing the ReCore demo, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, this is. I don't know, the 360 controller, man. It just feels so good.
It does, and I wouldn't mind getting. I mean, at some point, I'll probably get the dongle for it because I wouldn't mind getting one of the Elite Microsoft.
Dude, I know.
Gamepads, just because so many more buttons, more customization you can do with it, things like that. So at some point I will, but no, I still use a 360 controller.
Yeah, when the price comes down on the Elites, I wouldn't mind having one of those at all.
But I mean, that is awesome. Thank you, Valve. Just another way to make yourself very cool, which leads into something even cooler.
What?
We're super pumped about. At least I'm a Final Fantasy fanboy anyways. I think me and Matt are the only two that are going to buy Final Fantasy 15 out of our group.
I can't wait for 15, man. I'm so pumped about that.
But a game that I have played for many a year now is had a new expansion announced. It had a wonderful, wonderful trailer shown of it. Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. It was announced earlier this week, and they had a demo, a teaser trailer that came out to it that was gorgeous. That's all I could say. It's just beautiful. Final Fantasy does a great job with their cutscenes. They always have, and this is amazing. I love that they have a council at Square Enix that handles the Final Fantasy franchise. It's all the greats who have created the Final Fantasy games are on a council to discuss what better makes the Final Fantasy series. And you can tell that through 14 being so popular, the second biggest MMO around, and with 15 coming out here soon, and then Final Fantasy... what's the new one that comes out later this year too?
World of Final Fantasy?
What was it?
World of Final Fantasy?
Yes, World of Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
All look beautiful and awesome.
Look at this the fighting here, the choreography. I mean, like, I just want a movie of this.
So, we were discussing before the show. Yeah, I would too. Totally. What is the new class that they're bringing in? Final Fantasy is all about classes, having great ones in the game, and 14 does a great job with that. To me, this looks like some kind of kung fu speed moving class. Now, somebody mentioned in the comments below, they think she could be a dancer, which that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because the dancer was a class in 11 and also some of the older Final Fantasy games. I could see that. That would be really, really cool. I don't know. Now, at the end, they also show her with a red fist and him with a blue fist coming at each other. So I thought red mage, blue mage, although there's no casting in this. But then somebody also mentioned red dancer, meaning that she might have red mage abilities along with her fisticuffs to fight along. So she's a red dancer, meaning she can do red magic, and she's also a dancer with hand-to-hand combat. So interesting ideas, but anyways, Matt, you were excited about this too. What'd you think?
So yes, this could get me back into Final Fantasy 14. Now, when you have played a lot more 14 than I have, but when I did play it, I really, really enjoyed it. It was much better. I didn't enjoy when I tried 11, which I know you guys were big into. Yeah. But 14, I was into it, man. I mean, I really liked it. I don't know why we stopped playing. I think we got back into WoW. Maybe a WoW expansion hit.
Everybody, I think, just got busy at the time.
We all dropped 14 at the same time, I think.
I think Tim and I are the only two that have active accounts.
Yeah, but this could get me back into it because I want to see what this is all about. I don't know. I want to be that character, like one of those two characters with those crazy, I want to do that kind of fighting, even though I know you won't really do that, but I mean, I want to do that kind of fighting. I want to be that character. And this is not coming out this year, early summer 2017. So that's awesome because we'll probably be getting burnt out on WoW right around that time.
That's a good point.
granted that we'll probably be getting burnt out on WoW, and with this coming out, this looks like this might be the next big thing. I don't know. This, just watching this 2-minute trailer made me want to jump back into Final Fantasy XIV instantly. I don't remember anything about it. I don't remember how to play. I would probably have to start over. But yeah. So I mean, this is saying this is on PC Gamer. Expansion will add new jobs, sprawling new areas that will be at least as big as those in the Heavensward expansion. See, I haven't even played since Heavensward.
Yeah,
that's how long it's been.
The one thing the problem with Final Fantasy, I mean, I guess it's not really a problem if you play it all the time, but you will not see these new zones until you complete the storyline through the areas you're supposed to go through.
Maybe.
So, yeah.
I mean, unless this expansion's gonna, just like how Legion changed the way you can go anywhere you want to, and WoW, maybe this expansion will be different. I mean, I'm not. There's nothing that tells us that lets us speculate on that. Other, but
the way Final Fantasy plays out is it's an MMO at its heart because you're with everybody, but it plays the story for you. It's an RPG first and foremost. Even though, MMO first and foremost, but it's an RPG based around your storyline. You have to be able to do these stories. So it makes you go through dungeons, through the storylines. That's the only way to unlock them. That's the only way to use them is you have to go through them through the story. You're locked on your story until you go through those. And you couldn't even move into Heavensward, I think is the one that's out right now, until you finish the actual main storyline in the old game. So it does hold you back to the point that you have to follow the story step by step to know exactly what's going on in the story. And I don't think they'll change that. That's just how they want their gameplay to go. That's not a bad thing. It just means you got a lot of work to do to get up to where these guys are into the newer areas that you want to see. That's awesome, though, because there's still a ton of content you haven't seen. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal to you if you can't get to the brand new stuff because you're blocked by story to move on past that. So I don't know. I think they'll do that. The leveling system, somebody was complaining in the comments at the bottom, like they didn't really care for it. It's not terrible. It can sometimes feel like a grind here and there, but it's not bad. The story is really good. But yeah, I think it'll be a really good expansion. They always do good expansions.
Yeah, definitely. So we're gonna be watching this one and reporting more on it. So we probably won't hear anything more until Tokyo Fan Fest, which will take place December 24th and 25th.
Yep,
so hopefully Merry Christmas, we'll get more information on that around that time. But yeah, we'll definitely be keeping our eye on this one.
Right. So let's roll into another MMO that we know a little bit about.
A little bit. I had to look up. It said WOW. I had to Google what that meant. I wasn't sure.
WoW. The game of WoW. You just walk around and say WoW.
Wow.
Earlier this week, just to get back to World of Warcraft, I'm sure everybody's tired of us talking about it, but it's what we play right now. It's what we like. Tom Chilton, lead game director for that, for World of Warcraft since 2008. He took over for Kaplan when he left to go build Titan. Has stepped down as the game director to move on to another project within the company. Now, we'll get to tinfoil hat stuff here in a minute that I like to get into. But he's moving on to a different project. I don't know if he specified new or if he specified just another project within the company. So he's not leaving like Chris Metzen has. He's just moving away from Legion. And Ian Kostakostas is taking over for him. And that's okay because Ian has been the assistant director for World of Warcraft for a few years now. He's also part of the Encounters division, the lead of that, dungeons and raids, things like that. He was part of that and creating those. He's also a super knowledgeable guy about World of Warcraft. He's one of the best guys to watch if you watch BlizzCon and their panels. He is a very smart man and loves World of Warcraft. I think the majority of the stuff you see in Legion it's Chilton's first, but I think it's more Hazacostas' stuff because he is such a I don't know. He's got a good mind for World of Warcraft. So he will be taking over. So the game will remain in really good hands, but Chilton will be moving on. I don't know if this is anything you care about that much, Matt, but to me, it was a shocker on Reddit for a lot of people. Conspiracy theories abound, went wild. People like Blizzard losing more of their top guys, but he's not really going anywhere. He's just going somewhere
Changing
else.
projects.
Yeah. I think everybody got nervous because it's like, oh, another game director steps down, another director, another big person in the company moves. And it's like, everybody needs to calm down. It's going to be all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm more interested in. I didn't think anything shady at all. I just was more interested in what he's moving to.
Yeah. So now we go conspiracy hat if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. Hi, my name is. Look like a. Huh? Sorry, I didn't mean to read that. Senti. I can't pronounce your whole name, but thanks for being here. And it was 2004, not 2008. I apologize for that. So, all right, we're going to put our tinfoil hats on. And we're going to go into Dan's Diablo. It's going to be amazing. BlizzCon exclusive. All the stuff pointing to Diablo being amazing. All some new stuff coming out. So, BlizzCon's schedule came out this week. There was only 3 panels scheduled for Diablo. So that freaked out a lot of people on the Diablo side. They're like, oh no, there's not a lot of stuff for there. So that brought some more conspiracy stuff and other videos that were brought about of specific things that came out with this. Along with the map or the schedule came the map. The map itself shows that there's a small cluster of computers for Diablo. There's only, like we said, 3 panels. And so this freaked a bunch of Diablo people out. Like, how is this going to be a big year for Diablo? A few people online started doing some chatting, because the game itself still didn't have a game director that has been announced yet either, but the actual job title had been removed and it's gone. And so some people think that Chilton might be moving into a new Diablo project, and that's where he's moving on to. As for the map itself, showing the cluster of computers, their Diablo section for play.
Wait, where is this at? Where is this cluster of computers at again?
There's a map for the new BlizzCon layout. Let me get to it.
The convention layout.
Yeah.
Okay.
BlizzCon map 2016. Yeah. So there's a layout. It's a complete new layout. So this is where the conspiracy theorists go crazy. If I can find the right one. Anyway, just do a search, Matt. You can find it. I'll keep talking.
Okay.
All right. So there's a cluster of computers for Diablo right at the front doors of the main entrances as you come into the convention hall. That is super awesome because that puts Diablo first and foremost right up front to everybody. Okay. Number 2. Everybody's worried about there not being that many panels available for BlizzCon being speculated around Diablo. Well, the map only shows floors 1 and 3. It doesn't show floor 2. And in the past year, floor 2 has been designated as areas for Hearthstone and for press and things like that. This year, they completely leave it off the map. So another speculation is that they're hiding this area because that area is going to be a big surprise, and they're going to do a big tavern like they did at Gamescom in Cologne, Germany, and do the whole tavern and the whole layout for Blizzard or for Diablo due to it being the 20th anniversary and having just a big area all dedicated to it, which is completely fine. That is totally cool. And then the other speculation, going back to the story we just came from to connect it to this, is that Tom Chilton is leaving World of Warcraft to go work on a new Diablo project. Boom.
I swear, you Diablo fanboys, you guys will just do anything to get more
D4 confirmed. It's happening. And it's one of the greatest games ever.
I mean, I Googled BlizzCon 2016 Diablo 4, and this took me to PC Gamer. This is a fairly recent article. I don't know if this is exactly what you're talking about, but then there's this Illuminati-looking thing here, and I don't know what's going on.
The space thing? I don't even know what that's about.
I don't know, but oh man,
you gotta understand that the Reddit is hilarious because it cracks me up. Everybody started breaking down everything. Is like Chris Messin was holding an ink pen in his right hand by his fourth finger. Diablo 4 confirmed.
Jeez.
No, there's a lot of really good stuff that I think Diablo is going to be a huge thing this year. I really do. But everybody gets scared when the schedule came out. It's only 3 little panels. They got scared because they saw the small little cluster of computers. They're like, well, they're not going to do anything. They're not going to prove anything.
Specific to Diablo.
Right. And the funny thing is like, if you look at the map and you look at the layout of the computers, they're up front first and foremost, coming in the entranceway of the whole layout. The reason the Here's the Storm and Overwatch sections have to be so big is they have 6-on-6 and 5-on-5. You can't have just a couple computers for that massive of a game to be able to demo it all through the whole weekend. It would take too long to get through. You have to have larger sections for those computer stations. So the reason the Diablo station is not as big is because it is a single-player game. It doesn't need to be that way. And then, of course, the speculation on the second floor stuff all comes from maps in 2015 and 2014 and 2013. There's always designated things within those areas. This time it's just conveniently left off the map and nobody knows what's happening on that level. Or if they even rented that level out, but why wouldn't you? So it's all the conspiracy theory going crazy. And I love it. I think it's the greatest stuff ever. I eat that stuff up.
Oh, man. Well, that's interesting. And I will leave that to you to continue.
It's going to be there, and it's going to be big, and you're going to play Diablo, and that's all there's to it.
I mean, I don't... if there's a new Diablo, I'll try it. I don't know. It's just not... I don't know. We'll give it a shot. So that's Dan's conspiracy theory corner. That's all we got for news. That was a good way to end that. Let's talk about some of the stuff we've been playing this week, and it's not a lot, but it's a couple interesting things.
I wonder, was World of Warcraft played?
A little bit.
All right.
Actually, just a little bit. We didn't play it as much this week. But yeah, nothing. I don't think we really did anything new. More world quests in WoW.
Yeah,
working on that gear score.
Everybody's trying to get the gear score up, and once we get that ready, we'll be doing something that heroics. And...
So that's something we didn't mention. Not real big news because we knew about it, but this week they announced that the 7.1 patch is coming October 25th.
Oh yeah,
which is in actually next Tuesday.
Yep.
So in about like 9 days from now, we already knew it. Karazhan's coming back, and there's some other new things. But the big reveal this week was just when.
Yep.
So now we know when it's coming. New quest line in Suramar, that kind of thing. So I don't know. We're just kind of biding our time till then. Yep. But speaking of Blizzard, we did play. So we mentioned this last week. The Overwatch Halloween Brawl. We tried that out, and that was a lot of fun. There's not much to it, but it's cool nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
Let me flip over here.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's a team of 4, and it's kind of like Orcs Must Die or Dungeon Defender style, where you're on a team and there's hordes, there's waves of enemies coming at you, and they're trying to get to a door to blow it up, and you have to prevent them from doing so.
Mm-hmm.
It's when I jumped in with you guys, it wasn't quite as much as I wanted it to be. I was kind of hoping maybe we would actually have to navigate our way through a level defeating hordes, but then again, it's like the Summer Olympics Brawl. It's more like a mini game, and it's not supposed to be there forever. It's going to go away after after Halloween, I think.
Right.
But it was fun. There's different levels. You can only choose one of 4 characters. You can't have more than one on a team. But it was good.
Yeah, let's take you there. You could be Soldier 76, Hanzo, McCree, or Anna. You're protecting a door while Junkenstein is running his robots rampant.
Junkenstein, who is Junkrat.
It was Junkrat. He also has 3 other bosses that work for him, which is Roadhog, Reaper, and oh my goodness, Mercy. Yes, jeez. But they're dressed up a little bit different, and in their Halloween costumes, and they're his bosses throughout the fight. It's got a countdown of about 5 minutes, and the 4 must protect the door all the way through it. Super fun though. We had a blast, and I think we finally beat it on medium once the other night with Morthus, myself, Tim, and was it you, Matt?
No, it wasn't me. I didn't beat it on medium. Which sounds pathetic, but medium's hard.
Oh, it's super hard. Very, very hard. But yeah, I think we ended up beating it on medium. I don't know. I think Morpheus told us after he had clicked easy, so I don't even know if that's
Yeah,
true.
I was on with you guys. He said, "Oh, I may have accidentally clicked easy," so I don't know that you really
Yeah,
did.
we may not have.
You may want to double check that.
And it was a lot of fun. I got used to playing Hanzo really, really well, which I really loved. That was cool. But very cool. There's tons of new poses and highlight intros and
Yeah, new
costumes.
skins. Mm.
Everything. I've gotten a bunch. I ended up getting Reapers, which is on the screen now on Game Punch on Twitch. The one with the pumpkin head. I got that outfit, which is really, really cool. And got a couple for Reinhardt and a few others. But yeah, just play through the month of October. You'll have a lot of fun getting a lot of cool collectibles. It's super, super fun.
Yeah, it was cool.
I kind of wish to play some more.
I kind of wish they would have this as a permanent mode, but more fleshed out.
Right.
But then that would take Overwatch away from just the competitive shooter that it is, and
right.
But it would make it a little bit more arcadey. I don't know. I like that kind of stuff. I'm the guy who plays the solo campaigns in Call of Duty and all that kind of stuff.
Weirdo.
I'm that guy, right?
Weirdo.
But yeah, that was fun. Just a little while ago, before we started the show, I played the free trial for ReCore.
What?
That's available on the Windows Store. So ReCore came out about a month ago. David Salceda, I hope I said that properly, on Twitch. Hey, how's it going, man? Thanks for joining us and hanging out. If I butchered your last name, I'm very sorry. I'm really sorry.
Way to go.
So ReCore there. This came out about a month ago or so, to average to slightly less than average reviews. I watched some streamers play it. I kind of thought it looked okay. The gameplay was kind of basic, a lot of platforming and shooting. Wasn't sure. All right, I'll just call you David. Thanks, man. Thanks for bearing with me. I didn't know it's a $40 game, so it's. Yeah. Remember when it was first announced at like E3 2014 or 15, and it looked like it was going to be a big AAA title, and it's not. It's not really a AAA title, and it's priced accordingly.
This is the one with the little girl walking with the robot.
Yeah, with the robot dog, and then she gets the robot gorilla-looking thing, and
yeah.
But this was I kind of thought it was pretty cool. So let me cue this up here. This is when I was playing a little bit earlier. I mean, it's all right. It's okay. Just the way it played out. The shooting has an auto lock-on feature. Hold on, I can hear this in my own headset. Mute. Okay. There's an auto lock-on feature that I kind of thought would be way almost like cheating.
Yeah.
And but it's not. Like, you actually kind of need it because you have to lock on to them so you can see their damage meter. Once your damage gets down to a certain amount, then you can launch this grappling hook at them to pull their core out from them. And these are all robot enemies you're fighting. Yeah. It's not bad. You would think that now it helps you. So the minute if I'm auto locked on, the minute I kill one mob, it instantly moves to the other one for me, so I don't have to target myself.
Yeah.
But it's not terrible, and the combat is, there's different colors. There's red, blue, green, and white. I don't know about the green. I can't remember. But and you can get those different colors for your gun, and whichever mob whatever color you're fighting, you swap your gun to that color. In the demo, I only got to you start out with white. I only got to red in this demo here. A lot of platforming. There's a lot of collecting bits and pieces, gems, and scraps, and you can use those scraps to upgrade your weapons. You can use those scraps to upgrade your, I can't remember what they call them, pets. I'm running around with Mac there, the dog. But it wasn't bad. I don't know that I would still even pay $40 for it. But if I could get it on a sale for $20 or maybe even $30, I think it would be pretty fun. I watched Ko play it when it first came out. He played through the whole thing, and he liked it pretty well, but a lot of other people didn't.
It seems very hand-holdy.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, and there's waypoints. Here's the marker for your objective. Go over there. It is kind of hand-holdy, but it kind of gave me that, and I hope I don't get flack for this, it kind of gave me that Ratchet and Clank feel in that you're playing a main character and you have a plucky sidekick and you're doing a lot of platforming and you're doing a lot of basic combat. You can swap out weapons more or less, and you're collecting a whole bunch of stuff that you use to upgrade things. It has that feel to it, and I'm a sucker for those games. I played the new Ratchet and Clank all the way through on PS4. This is not as good as that, but it has the same idea, some of the same mechanics and things like that. But it's not bad. In my opinion, it's not as bad as the reviews would have you believe. Let me skip ahead. This isn't on. This is actually uploading to YouTube right now.
You know what? It reminds me a lot of.
I'm trying to get to like the red and the white.
It's like it's not the same game, I know, and it's not even the same genre. That one game that PlayStation came out with.
There's the red.
Where it was the robot that would bust up into pieces and then put itself back together and gather more pieces, and it was stronger. And then it would lose pieces if it took damage or anything like that. Do you remember that game? What was the name of it?
I don't know. It sounds familiar, but I can't think of the name.
Anyways, it was a type of game where you gathered different colored pieces, and it was a platformer that you moved kind of straight through, and it was kind of hand-holding. I think PlayStation just does that every once in a while. When they come out with a game, they're just like, we're going to give you a game that's based around some colors. We're going to hold your hand through the whole thing. It's going to be straightforward.
Well, no, this is on Xbox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
so this is a
take everything back I said.
Yeah, this is first party Xbox. So this is one of their Play Anywhere titles.
Okay.
So this is on PC. You download it from the Windows Store. So you buy it Windows Store or Xbox digitally, and you can play it on the other one. But it wasn't bad. The weird thing about this demo was that let's see if I can get to it. Oh, right in the middle of playing and platforming, any second now. Right here, it just stops. And I was like, oh no, the game crashed. Oh no, that's terrible. And then this message pops up. You've reached the end of the trial. Did you like it? Buy it. So it's not. It's more like a timed trial than it is. You can play 2 full levels and then you're done.
Okay.
It just cut me off right in the middle of it.
It said no mo,
which was weird. But yeah, so that was fun. That was a game that we were interested in when it was first announced back in E3 of whatever year that was. And I don't know, I was kind of interested. I didn't want to pay $40 for it, but I'm glad that the free trial was there. It was not very well optimized on PC. It was. I mean, it looked really good. My PC kind of chugged with it a little bit. I had to turn it down from 60 FPS to 30 FPS to see if that helped. It seemed like it could have run better. I mean, I don't have the beefiest of gaming PCs, but it should have run it better than that. It should have been. It didn't seem very well optimized, and I kind of feel like, so that makes me a little bit nervous to play Gears of War 4 on PC, like we talked about doing, because I don't know that these Play Anywhere titles are fully optimized yet. Like the way a lot of Steam games just run on your PC like butter. I don't know if these are, but
they're made by Microsoft. They should be.
You would think, but yeah. So that was cool. So you go try it if you want. It's on the Windows Store. You can get it on the Xbox Store. You can play it on Xbox One or PC. You can try it totally for free and make up your own mind. Yeah,
sounds good to me. All right, let's get out of here, man.
Yeah, that's it, guys. So we're done. Thanks for watching. If you want to check out any of these videos, or if you want to watch our live streams or anything like that, it's Twitter, social media, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Beam. Anything else I'm leaving out? I don't think so. All of those / nerdpunch.
YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, website.
Yeah, nerdpunch.com is our website. If you want to recommend any games, or if there's anything if you want us to talk about on the show, you can email us at nerdpunch@gmail.com. So just basically Nerdpunch anywhere on the internet is where you can find us.
There you go.
We do these shows every Sunday night, roughly between 10 and 11 Eastern at night.
Yes.
And then they're on YouTube a couple days later for your viewing pleasure. But that's it, guys. So until next time, we'll talk to y'all later. See ya.
Bye-bye.